And the biggest thing of overcoming your fears is to face your fears and to work on your self-esteem and your courage. And I teach that in my books. I teach that on stage. And I teach people the 10 steps to building self-esteem and courage. I talk about, how to move forward in life. Because once we develop the self-esteem, we develop the love for ourselves, we accept, the problems and we face them. We're moving forward, and we are strengthening ourselves. We are liking ourselves. We are going towards the right direction, where once you start to face the first fear and you accomplish overcoming one obstacle, you will strengthen yourself as a person, and you will learn from those experiences, and you will be able to move forward in life. And facing obstacles and facing your fears won't be as traumatic. You know, we go through traumatic events in life, but if you ever think back, you'll realize that no matter what we go through in life, we always, we always come out at the end, okay. It may take some time, the road might be rocky, but overall, we get through it. And it's learning how to face these fears and and like I said, by working on your self-esteem, faith, courage, wisdom, strength, and hope. Those are characteristics that you need to connect with, and connecting with your inner self as well. A lot of times we don't realize, but our inner instincts, our self inside, always gives us the answers. It's learning how to connect with your inner self, your wisdom inside, and being able to understand what you need, understanding what your heart wants. Because to me, it's not the brain who tells us what to do. It's our heart who's always talking to us. And if we learn how to connect with our inner self, we will be able to understand what our body needs and what we need to do for ourselves. And that will also help us along the pathway of overcoming fear, of strengthening ourselves, of becoming a better person, getting to the point where we understand how to live life and endure our obstacles and overcome them, because it could be very trying every time you move forward and you feel like one obstacle leaves you and then another obstacle knocks you down, but you have to gain the strength and learn how to get up each time those obstacles come. And by learning different techniques and by learning different strategies and framework and having guidance, you could learn how to overcome obstacles and not let them get the best of you, so you can move forward and live the life you deserve and live that ideal life. And just because, a problem occurs and we go through a rocky road, the life, there we still have, our life doesn't end. We just have to learn how to deal with these obstacles and not fall into them. Because if you let them get the best of you, you're going to end up falling into anger, frustration, depression, sadness, hopelessness. And these are things we don't want. We want to avoid. So there are different tools and different guidance to help you move forward, so you can learn how to overcome obstacles and learn how to face your fears, because that's the main step, is learn how to face your fear. And once you learn how to face your fear, you will be able to move forward in life. And a lot of the steps I just mentioned to you, by accomplishing those things and learn how to accomplish those things, you will be able to face your fears and overcome your obstacles.
Thank you for that, Stacey. Now, before we move to the tool, how people can overcome their fear, but why do some people remain where they fall? You see, it is not even the question of falling. Falling is just normal.
Hmm.
When you leave, when you are standing, the next most probable thing that is going to happen to you is that you are going to fall. Whether you fall by yourself or somebody force you down, it's just natural. The question is, some people don't rise after they fall. They remain there and begin to justify a look for a way to kudo themselves while they remain on the ground. So that is a question. Why do some people do that instead of maybe just in the normal cycle of you fall, rise again? You are probably going to fall again, but don't worry, then you are going to always try to pick yourself up. Let me understand that.
Well, again, everybody is different, and how we react to problems, every individual reacts to problems differently. And a lot of times the root cause it goes back into childhood. Many people don't realize, but from the moment you come out of your mother's womb, from the moment you're your family cares for you, or the people who are involved in your life care for you, your, the behaviors, the experiences you go through in life, the good ones and the bad ones, the trauma, it all affects you. And a lot of times we think about we remember the traumatic events more than we remember the good events. And for people, over 70% of the population comes from dysfunctional families. And for a lot of people, if you come from dysfunctional family and you were either emotionally or physically abused, or, or you had traumatic events in your life that occurred sometime during your life, a lot of times, it could really pull you down. And some people, if some people are always told that, you'll never amount to anything, you'll never be able to do this, you can't do that, people start to believe it. Or if you have a traumatic event in your life, you could have, it could affect you in many ways. And it carries through life. So the best way is if you're suffering from, or sometimes you just get beat up so many times, you fall down so many times, you just don't have enough in you. Or if you hit that barrier where you can only take so much in life, and then after that, it's like you get to that boiling point, just like a pot of water. When the water is really hot, eventually it's going to boil over if you don't shut the flame off. So before that flame shuts off, we need to get you help. We need to go back to the root cause. We need to we need to also release a lot of those emotions, because a lot of times we repress emotions in our, and we're embarrassed to talk about them with other people. And when that happens, the problems persist. And sometimes even unconsciously, we have these emotions going on, and we don't even realize it until we get to that certain boiling point, and then we just can't, handle much more. So that's why coaches are very good, therapists are very good. Writing in journals is a great way. If you don't feel ready to talk to somebody or go to a support group, writing in a journal, expressing how you feel on paper is very therapeutic as well. And these are things that could help you overcome these obstacles and strengthen yourself. That faith, courage, wisdom, strength, and hope that gives you those characteristics all combined, give you the momentum and the strength and the courage to get up when you fall.
So writing, I want to believe now, is one of the tools that is available out there to help people sort of heal themselves. Because really look at it as a kind of a healing process when you are writing. Because it might appear that you are doing something only with yourself, you just did with a pen writing or in a computer writing, but you're actually making a lot of things happening there, because you are communicating, you are processing information, you are sort of taking it out from your head to the paper. That is not a simple thing to do. Okay, we don't, as human beings, we are very complex as it is. And
Mhm.
we're also very sophisticated. So most of the things that we do that are very sophisticated, we look at them to be very ordinary. But it's not even very ordinary to think of the fact that we have to do all that thinking, bring that thing that we are thinking about, and communicate it in a way that somebody can pick it up, and that person suddenly start to laugh. You see, that is not even very simple. It because we are complex and we are sophisticated that we don't think those things are important. So how do we actually use that? How should we use that more to heal ourselves, to sort of make ourselves better in the situation that we might find ourselves? I mean, for people who are not writers, they might not understand it, but you can still share with us.
Yes, the one of the things that I found very valuable even for myself was I used to write in a journal, and then when a lot of times things would just pour through my head, all of a sudden words and emotions and things would just come from out of nowhere, and I'd write those things down. And then when I would get to a certain point where I felt like I've overcome this and I'm at a new stage in my life, I would rip it up and I would throw it away because I felt like I have
You have
overcame
outgrown
that
that.
problem. Yeah. And I want to just say that one thing we have to realize too is the power of positivity and gratitude go a long way. Many people focus on the negative And instead of focusing on the negative, we need to focus sometimes, take the negativity out of our lives, take the negative people out of our lives, take, anything that's pulling us down, to release it from our lives and focus more on the positive things. Because a lot of times we don't have forget, the concept of gratification and just having gratitude for the small things in life. Sometimes we don't realize, but it's the smallest things in life that mean so much. And we don't realize it until it's taken away. Just being able to go outside and smell clean air and to look at the grass or the flowers or to look at the trees and to feel serene. These are things that are given to us as a blessing. These aren't things that we should take for granted. The fact that we are able to wake up each morning and enjoy life and enjoy the small things in life that bring us happiness. We should really focus on the things in life that make us happy and then have gratitude for it. And, sometimes we have to write it down, and say and that's why I have the journal set up the way I do, is because it makes people really think about the little things in life, the things in life that bring them joy, the people in life that we sometimes, when we have people in our lives, we take them for granted because we know they're there all the time. But, if they weren't there, we would miss them dearly and life wouldn't be the same. So sometimes we have to stop and give gratitude to them. And those are two concepts that are very powerful. And those are two concepts that will help you move forward. Because if we have negativity in our life and we have negative people and negative things in our life that are pulling us down, we're not going to be able to move forward unless we release those things from our lives.
Now, for people that are listening to you now, they want to sort of get connected to you. They want to get your book or participate in your program. How can they do that?
I have a website called StaceyChillemi.com, and that's StaceyChillemi.com. And on that website, I have all the different things that are available, such as my books, coaching, my speaking, where you can contact me if you want to do a speaking event. I have a blog that has over 5,000 articles talking about natural healing, talking about all different types of ways to improve yourself and naturally. And they could also find my books on Amazon. Amazon is the easiest place to find my books, and I suggest that for people. And that's a great website. And I have the blog where it's called thecompleteherbalguide.com, and you can go to that as well. And if you contact me on any of the social platforms, I'm on all of them, like Facebook and Instagram, you can find me. And I do virtual and I do in-person speaking events. So if people are interested in having me speak on a specific topic to help people either overcome fear or positivity or lots of different topics that I can, focus on, I would be happy to.
Thank you so much for that.
You're
Now,
welcome.
very briefly, what would be your final thought here to conclude the conversation?
I think people, there is a solution to every problem. And, sometimes we need clarity and we need to focus and not get ourselves so overwhelmed. A lot of times, we tend to get very nervous when a problem comes. We get very stressed. And when that happens, it's very hard to focus. It's very hard to, find a solution. So sometimes, I suggest meditation is a great way. If we can meditate a little bit, like 15 minutes in the morning and maybe 15 minutes before we go to bed, that's a great way to clear your mind, to help your focus, to also connect with your inner self and to connect with life in general. So when you finish meditation, you have a clear understanding of who you are, where you want to go, and what you want to become. And, everybody has the ability to overcome obstacles. Everybody has the ability to face their fears and overcome their fears. And it's not something that happens overnight. It's a step-by-step process, but with the right people guiding you and giving you the proper framework and the proper guidance, you could accomplish more than you think. People don't give themselves enough of credit. They don't realize how powerful of a being they are. And they have to realize that everybody has a special beauty within them. We all are number one. We all are special. We all carry beauty and wonderful qualities within us. And we all need to focus on finding our passion, finding our purpose in life, and then acting on it.
Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. That final part, particularly, drive is driven home. Thank you so much for that. I
You're
appreciate it.
welcome.